Welcome to Cognitive Drawing Day 28. Today we're going to strip away the flesh and study the bones. He has a little chicken bone here. Take a look at this guy and draw his skeleton the best to your current ability on this next page. I'll give you some guides to help you get started. Whatever you do, don't cheat by looking at reference, okay? This is just to figure out what your concept of a skeleton is. I know for me, I don't draw many skeletons. I don't draw the skeletons. I don't have any characters that are skeletons in my books, and so I've just never had to really obsess over it. And so this lesson is going to be a big lesson for me as well. So this guy says, "This is just weird. I feel uncomfortable." Do you feel uncomfortable? Can you hurry up, please, and draw me? Draw this guy's skeleton on the next page, okay? So here we go. I don't know. I am just a regular old artist, just like you guys. I don't know how skeletons look. I don't look at skeletons every day. So let's just start with our guides that we know. Okay. We got, let me just do the kind of rounded pelvis to help us with the skeleton. And I know this here should be a bone. That's okay, well, that's about as good as I can do. How'd you guys do? I'm puzzled. Just so you know, we're not going to study the skeleton to death because I don't think this is something that you need to memorize everything, but practicing it so you can kind of at least think about it when you're drawing the body, I can see how that is helpful. I'm more into doing the simplified version of the skeleton to start out as your framework. Than drawing skeletons. But if skeletons is what you love drawing, then skeletons it is. It says, I know it's frustrating to be asked to draw something without first being given reference, but that's the big point of cognitive drawing, and I'll explain why. I mean, you guys already know. First, compare the skeleton on the next page with the one you drew from scratch. See, even he had trouble with it. You can flip this page back and forth like an animation artist. You can quickly see how well you did. So, right? We'll do it with the printed out paper as well. Feel free to go back and make corrections by erasing and redrawing sections of your skeleton that are way off. Also, I want you to pay close attention to where the bones are still visible under the skin. And let's just go through that really quick right here. So there's the collarbones that stick out. You can see all of that. There's the Adam's apple too. We didn't even point that out. The top of the shoulder blade is back here. There's all the ribs that stick out. You can see those bones through the skin. The front of the pelvis, right there and right there. There's the kneecaps and the knee bones. There's shin bones right here, all the way down the leg. And we have wrist bones, like again, this little bone that sticks out. And ankles, everyone can probably see their ankles pretty clearly. And we have elbow bones. So those are all things that are influenced by the skeleton, okay? You can kind of now flip back and forth. So as long as you see the hands and the feet lining up right, you know that you're pretty close. There's a lot of things that are wrong. We have this bone comes way up here. It's a lot higher on the leg than I thought. Right there, see, you can actually see that bone. The pelvis is a lot higher too. It comes way up here. It looks like it's more like a bowl. Okay, that changes the length of the spine a lot too, you know. So then it attaches right there. And then it's kind of like a bowl it's a bowl shape. Which kind of works really well with our toy shape. I have it coming way lower. It's almost like I tried to have the bones being sticking out of the bottom, which is obviously wrong now that I think about it. Okay, we're just gonna go quickly at, there's that big, okay, so there's a big hole right in the center. And then there's these weird little holes down here, which we knew that there was holes, we just didn't know exactly where they were. And look at that, the rib cage is going the wrong angles. So we need to have these coming down like this in the back. Kind of follows the shape of the rib cage there. This is a lot steeper of an angle. And even these they come down, but then they wrap back up. So that would be something I would want to correct. Kind of wrap around like that. Look at that, I kind of guessed that right. That bone that kind of crosses over. It's pretty good. We have this big thing right here to kind of represent that joint. I didn't quite go as wide as I should have. It looks like the joint is down there instead of up here. I almost drew the joint as if it's on top of the shoulder. And the shoulder blades don't come up on the back there as much as I drew. You know, and all this stuff we don't have to worry about, every little detail. I think the things like the knees and the joints, the pelvis are kind of important, so we'll focus on them. This bone really widens out. And that knee is a lot higher. It's kind of in that wide part of the body. We kind of got that kind of in the right place, but this bone is kind of completely different as far as its shape underneath there. That's pretty close. It's just a big mass of bones there on the knees. As you can see, I stumbled around a lot with the skeleton just because it's not something that I draw. I don't draw skeletons. Oh, look at that. There's that big bone. I knew that was there. It's like just thinking about it as a skeleton is weird though. I don't think about it, but yeah. How'd you guys do on that? I know that's kind of frustrating and hard when you've never done it before. Okay, that's me stumbling around with the skeleton. There's a lot of things that I realized I've gotten wrong. But there were some surprising parts that I got right. So there you go. And our framework, our frame structure really helped at least clue me in the right direction. Now draw the body. Oh, we got to draw the body over the muscles. You can look back for help as you draw this time. Oh, good. We can look back for help. Good, good, good. I'm going to go really fast because I don't want this video to take up all your guys' time. We know that muscle comes and touches there. Look at that, those bones just stick right out. And the muscles just kind of lay right over top of it. And there's some fat right here bulging out. See how close that comes right back down over the bone? It's like this is all bone practically. And this is all bone practically. It's crazy. Bones right there on the front. And the foot is obviously just almost all bone. There we go. Man, I went fast on this. I apologize for going so fast in some of these videos on some of these scenes. That needs to be up higher because it's connecting more to, and this should bulge out a little more. Sure is hard with that big old skeleton just taking all your attention. There's some places where it helps a lot and some places where it just distracts. All right, well, that's that. I hope you guys had some fun with that, and I hope you learned some things and saw some areas where you improved and some areas where you can see some major need for improvement. We'll keep going. Just the main thing to focus on is these places where the bones stick out. Okay, that's the main reason we wanted to focus on the skeleton, is to focus on those specific places where the bones pop out. Okay, obviously it'll help if you learn the skeleton, and if you want to practice drawing skeletons, everything you do like that is going to help. But as far as this fast tracking you to being able to draw people quickly, I think those are the main things to think about, is the place where they stick out. Okay, that's it for today. Sorry it's kind of a long video, and I'll see you tomorrow.